Right, everyone, welcome to the first quarterfinal. TheExile's Orc versus lLoggiczz Rats. Just about to kick off. It's a blizzard. And first of all, no face cam. I'm a sick, sinus-infected mess. I'll try my best to be lively with the commentating, but it's really hard. The sinuses are swollen and incredibly painful. Every time I swallow, it feels like there's bloody thorns in my sinuses. But anyway, I suppose thorns in your sinuses is pretty much what it's like playing Blood Bowl half the time. So, appropriate. This is going to be an interesting matchup. The last time these two met, the Rats won, I think it was 3-2. But crucially for Exile's Orc team, his only tackling blitzer is miss next game. So these Orcs have no tackle to try to deal with 4 gutter runners. What's up, Juodas? I'm joined here by JuodasVarnas. You alright, mate?
Hey.
So, are you...
I can see a few problems with the setups here, mostly because the Orcs have left a few of their blitzers in surfable range by the Rat Ogre. And also, just putting the chainsaw right up there in the front is very dangerous.
It's doubly surprising to see the Orcs in surfable positions, because the last time these two met, that was exactly how it started, and it's happening again.
Basically, you want to have as little people on the LOS when you're on defense. Also because they get locked down or punched down, which is something you do not want.
So when I see TheExile play, and I see him do stuff that strikes me as wrong, I'm always quick to think maybe he knows something I don't, because TheExile is actually pretty damn experienced. He's got a couple 100 hours of tabletop, and he played Blood Bowl 1 as well. But yeah, you're right, this doesn't look like a great start. And 3 Orcs knocked out.
It's never nice, but it seems to be relatively not too terrible. But yeah, the chainsaw guy is getting punched now.
So talk to me about lLoggiczz. If you and lLoggiczz shoes here, oh god. First armor break, and it's an injury. Oh god.
Never put the chainsaw guy on the LOS.
Explain to our viewers how the chainsaw works with respect to getting hit. Because if I understand correctly, if you're holding a chainsaw and you get hit, it increases the chance that you will be injured.
Massively. It adds a +3 to the armor roll.
Wow.
It's basically mighty blow times 3. It's insane. You never want to get punched when you're holding a chainsaw.
So this is a disastrous start for TheExile. Again, It's another game where a player hasn't even had their turn yet, and they've lost 2 of their players. But as you pointed out, that's kind of on him for putting his 2 blitzers there in surfable range and having his chainsaw lad on the line of scrimmage.
You always have to be wary of frenzy. It's very easy to surf a player, especially with a big guy. Very easy to get 2 dice.
I did briefly think maybe TheExile has a huge fan factor advantage and was betting on a kickoff event, but he doesn't, and even if he did, that would have been, you know, incredibly risky. Yep, that's just what the Rats do. Pass, run.
Yeah, and Orcs are way too slow to catch up. Even if they could dodge through the tackle zones.
He has the first touchdown pretty much in the bag. I mean, if you're the Orcs here, there's really not much you can do.
Yep, the best thing we can do is just try to punch a few rats to remove them. That's about. And of course, try to force the enemy to score. Also because lLoggiczz may as well decide to simply stall.
Well now, if lLoggiczz runs us in and scores here, then it's the Orcs drive, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but I mean, I do always, well, as a comparatively newer player, in this position, if I'm this far ahead, I've got a 2-body advantage already. And I was in my first turn, I've pretty much guaranteed a touchdown. I'd be tempted to just run it in on turn 2 and back myself to get the ball off him and score again on his drive in the first half.
Yeah, but the blitzer didn't get injured, and the lineman, and he has a sub, So basically, after, on his drive, he was back on his full team, basically. That's why maybe scoring right now wouldn't be the best idea.
And the rats don't have any reserves.
Yep.
Okay, pulling back the blitzer, fine. So
Yep, trying to force the score.
I was gonna say, to speak in Exile's defense, if I think whenever I play against the rats, what kind of gets me into that trap of getting guys in surfable range is that you feel like you kind of have to cover the flanks because the Skaven, the gutter runners, are just going to sprint past you.
Yeah, but you can usually post two players in such a way that you put one like 3 squares away from the sidelines and the other diagonally towards the sidelines, preventing the second one from being
yes, from being surfable. I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Learning a lot, learning stuff that I'm going to put to use against you in our game.
Oh, I'm not sure I'll be surfing much.
With those trees of yours, I wouldn't put it past you. Those trees are terrifying. But hey,
I'd be surprised if they ever reach the sidelines. They're
Well, look,
a bit slow.
well, look, mate, I don't have a chainsaw, but I have 3 chaos guys with claws. So if anyone's going to kill a tree, I think I've got the best chance.
Claw is much better than chainsaw against trees.
And in fact, my Minotaur actually has Horns, Mighty Blow, Claw. So
Yeah, that's gonna hurt. I'm gonna try to foul the hell out of it.
we'll see.
The opportunity.
I tell you what, if I get the kickoff event, I think both of us are going to know what's up. We know what time it is. It's going to be tree punching time. But anyway, let's focus on the game we're watching here. So what's he doing? Is he running it in?
Nope, he's stalling.
No. Okay, and he's not stalling back left because of the presence of those black orcs and the troll on that side of the field.
Yep, and he's probably going to try to box in the blitzer. And still, his gutter runner has blodge, so it's pretty likely he's not going to be able to punch him over.
I mean, what resources do the orcs have here? I mean, it's pretty clear the orcs are in damage control mode right now, but I mean, put yourself into Exile's shoes. What are you hoping to achieve here now?
I would try to dodge away with the blitzer and actually push, either try to push the gutter runner into the touchdown, force him to touchdown and have my drive to start punching him. Or, well, if I get a power, but I probably wouldn't.
Now, that blitzer does have strip ball, so I'm trying to think back to where he was in the beginning of the turn. If that blitzer had been able to get free at all, that would have been very good for him.
Nice. Yeah, he boxed it in.
He dodges away with the line rat.
It would be a 4+3+ dodge, which is not very late. Like a 20% maybe. But to the reroll, it might be more.
Now, I assume lLoggiczz is going to dodge his one line rat away, because he's also in surf danger, but not anymore, I don't think.
Yeah, pretty nice to try to move away from the troll. Mostly because the rat ogre is only 88 and with the troll's mighty blow, it really hurts.
I do like that though. I like pushing into both of those black orcs. He's tied them both up. That's a pretty easy dodge.
Dodging it away.
Easy.
Honestly, with rats, even if it's a 3+ dodge, you usually would prefer to dodge away than get punched. Especially if the enemy has mighty blow. You're better off getting knocked over on a dodge than getting punched by mighty blow.
Indeed, and when I had my rat team, what I tried to do on the line rats was to give them all wrestle ASAP, but it's just impossible to get SPP on them.
Yeah, it's really hard. They're very soft, and you basically have to put them. Sometimes you have to put them so they don't get punched, and when they get punched, they die.
Yep. I think of all of the linemen, they're probably one of the weakest out of all the races. I'm trying to think which lineman is worse.
Ignoring stunty teams, they might be.
Yeah, but most of the stunty teams have dodge though, so you kind of got to weigh that up against the less AV.
True.
Of the 7 AV.
But once in higher TVs, when tackle is plenty and fluff, the stuff is
really stupid, unlucky. So really, what I would have done there is move Spunk and the Black Orc up and around him.
Well, it wouldn't have helped since it's a 1, but yeah, you should almost never try to move a troll without someone nearby.
And you see, and that Black Orc there could have stood next to him and marked the Rat Ogre on the next turn and given the +2. As you say, it wouldn't have mattered, but it's little things like that. Okay, so it's just a matter of time until this gets run in. So I wanted to congratulate you. You've done incredibly well with your halfling team. You're just styling on most of the people in the league.
I'm honestly surprised to see you.
But watching in the round 6 highlights, seeing what the threat of the thrown halfling does, it completely screws you up.
The first match I actually had gotten the AG4 halfling, and it really helps.
So that AG4 halfling, if you throw him, he has to roll a 1 to actually fall. So if he rolls anything but a 1, he lands safely. Is that right?
No, it's a 3+.
Oh, okay.
It's like a dodge. But if you have a few rerolls, especially if you steal all of them with the halfling chef, it's pretty likely.
God, speaking of your halfling chef, that is going to absolutely fucking ruin me as Chaos, because as you know, Chaos have no skills, so I almost always have to use my rerolls for rerolling block dice, and then you'll.
Yep.
God, I've been sitting all day trying to think what series of events I'm trying to imagine what would have to go down for me to actually beat you, and what I've come up with is I need to kill one of your trees on the first block of the game. Okay, I've got to win the toss first and attack, and then kill a tree on the first hit, and I need to have. Because I've only got 3 rerolls, so if more than 1 gets stolen, I'm so fucked. It's not even funny.
To be honest, the best thing you could do against the trees is simply stay away from them. If you don't base them, they're only capable of moving 2 squares basically. I'm probably not going to risk too many GFIs with them, because if they fall over, I have to roll a 4+ just to stand them up.
Well, I can tell you one thing, that my strategy is informed almost entirely by the fact that my only 2 goats that have tackle are both missing this next game. If I had those 2, it would be a lot, then it would be obvious. Just avoid the hell out of the trees and tackle the shit out of your little halflings with my tackle goats. But
do you have any block?
I've got block on one Chaos Warrior.
It should be enough actually. If you get 1 assist, and with a Chaos Warrior block, you get a 3 dice against the halfling, and with block it's pretty much a guarantee to knock him over. And it's only AV6, so basically you can farm a lot of SVT.
I hope so, but it's not going to matter if I lose. This is so often the case in the matchup between those 2 teams. It's like, if all goes well, I will punch the living shit out of your halflings, but it's just a question of whether you can score enough points that I can't recover. So most likely I'm going to win the fight but lose the game. Yeah, first Snake Eyes. Exile needs a bit of luck here.
Oh, and the red landed in such a spot that he has to have another dodge just to reach like that.
I'm very interested by orc teams that run the goblin plus troll. Historically, I've been I'm so traumatized from my human team with respect to using any big guys ever. I just feel like I can never trust my big guys to do anything. But I have seen it pay off for him a few times, throwing the goblin and getting touchdowns.
Honestly, I'm not sure why he fielded the goblin on defense. On offense, if it's like turn 8 and you want to try to throw the goblin, yeah, sure. But on defense, I wouldn't say.
You're absolutely right. He's got the lineman there as well.
Honestly, it feels like TheExile just made a mistake. He set his team up more like he was on offense than he was on defense. Maybe he was expecting to be receiving the ball.
Yeah, that kind of thing does happen, especially under pressure situations like this with a elimination game.
Yeah, usually trolls aren't very good on orc teams.
Easy dodge there, rolls a 6.
Mostly
And
because
forces the score. There you go.
yeah, pushing forces. Oh, it's
Strip ball. Ah,
Clever.
you kidding? Catch it! Come on, catch it, big guy. Oh, that would be amazing. You don't spend a reroll on that though. That would have been amazing.
Yeah, and it's very lucky that the ball landed right next to the Black Hawk.
Only gets a push though. He needed a power there.
Yep. Oh, and the troll's moving.
Now, could you have moved the troll there to be on the left of that lineman? Because if I understand the way that blocking works, that lineman can, was it a storm vermin? Lineman can still just dodge away diagonally and just have to do a 3+ dodge.
Definitely can.
So it's kind of a wasted block there with the troll.
Yep, I would have just put the troll right next to the ball, to just give another tackle zone on it. And then it'd be harder to pick it up. Yeah, 4+ dodge.
Unlucky.
Yeah.
What did he roll there? A 3
And a 1.
and a 1. And he just needed a 4.
Well, it was with a reroll, it's 75% to succeed, but I don't know.
Well, you know what? I mean, this is lLoggiczz drive, and this is turn 4 now, and he still hasn't scored. So I think the Orcs are doing really well, despite making a few errors, admittedly, and having a bit of bad luck.
Yeah.
I think he could be in a much worse position here.
That strip ball was very, very unexpected.
That was a clutch bit of play there. And that one, I also point out that blitzer had to dodge away to do that.
Yeah. Yep, unlucky.
Reroll that, definitely.
But it's just AG5.
Oh!
Jesus.
And injured!
Kill him.
I can't help but root for the Orcs here. Come on, Exile. I love an underdog story. And is that SPP for the Black Orc?
No, it's a dodge.
That must be so gutting for the Black Orc, because obviously Chaos Warriors and Black Orcs, really any piece that doesn't have block or any kind of skills, so hard to get SPP on them.
Bit of a shame that the Gatana didn't die, but what you gonna do?
Wouldn't you? Yeah, I was gonna say, wouldn't you have punched with a troll there, and then because then you could move the Black Orc up.
Well, the troll needed a assist for the redistributed.
But it wouldn't have been a blitz. So even if he stood there really stupid, it wouldn't have been that much of a loss. But
well, yeah, maybe.
It's like even if Exile picks the ball up here with Lizardman, the thrower, he's going to get swarmed by those linemen and the storm vermin.
Yeah, honestly, they're edgy 3 without any rerolls. It might be a few failed dodges and that's it. I would probably try to move the Black Hawk to block them in. Maybe put the troll next to the ball if they try to pick it up, and then just running the slow one next to it. Mostly because I wouldn't GFI in the blizzard.
Yeah, and you use the troll to screen.
Yep.
God, I was thinking about this today. I spent 6 years in the UK living at sea level. I've always struggled with my sinuses, chronic sinusitis. It's been terrible. But in the 6 years in the UK, not once did I ever get a sinus infection. And since coming back to South Africa, living up here in Johannesburg, it's 5,700 feet above sea level. It is absolutely miserable. The air is thin, the air is dry. Oh God. Going for it in a blizzard.
GFI in the blizzard. Oh!
And he rolled a 1 on the first sure hands.
But sure hands works. That's great. But he really should move the Black Hawk either to the group over there with the Stormvermin to prevent the block.
Has he blitzed yet? Because I'm trying to think.
He has it actually. Oh yeah,
he has with the troll. But looking at that board state, I would have been super tempted to try really hard to surf that gutter runner who's in the end zone.
He did try. He rolled double
But then
down.
even when that fails, all you gotta do is push the lineman away, and then you can get another hit in. That little gutter runner doesn't have sidestep.
But in order to actually serve him, he would have needed to put someone next to the gutter runner and then blitz him from the other side, which is being prevented by the other gutter runner, the one besides them.
Would have been very difficult.
Yep.
Well, you know what, mate? Your little joke halfling team. You actually one of the. I think. Oh, well, my favourites to win is still Griff. I think Griff he's got a great team. He's a great player. Griff and lLoggiczz, I think, are probably the two favourites. But I'll probably put you in third. I think you got a really good chance of going all the way.
Would be nice.
I mean, looking at the other teams, you got myself. I've got no chance. Then Davies. Well, sorry, TheExile doesn't have a great chance. I can't see him winning this as much as I hope he would. And then you've got ShinobiShadow, who, with respect, he's going to struggle. He's got a pretty under-level Chorf team. And then the Amazons. The Amazons are actually in with a shout as well.
Yeah, Amazons are a really good team, especially at this lowish TV. There's so many blodge.
I hate the Amazons. The Amazons was the team I played against. Were you watching the other night where I rage quit for the first time in months? Yeah. It was my first game with the Orc team. I was just so miserable. Every single block you throw, you're throwing at blodge disadvantage. It's fucking so terrible. It's miserable. The worst.
Honestly, if you're playing against Amazons, you just really need to hope that you're playing for. Wars against Amazons is the most fun thing ever.
I mean,
not the Amazon.
I mean, when I played against an Amazon team, I've got a 9 AV Orc team, but I mean, he inflicted 2 injuries and a few KOs on me because every single dice roll you're at disadvantage.
Yeah.
So it's just knocking them down is so hard. And we all know 7 AV is the strongest armor value in the game. Okay, so this is Orc team now.
Yeah, the carrier is gonna get swarmed. He should probably try to. I would probably try to simply blitz one of them off, and then just block the other rat. Either to try to stun them or just to have control around the whole area.
And it kind of sucks because my instinct here would be to try to break the thrower away, but then you're just going to get triple gutter on it on the next turn.
And that is if you succeed. He has no rerolls, which makes the 3+ dodge pretty easy. Honestly, I would simply try to just make it as hard as possible for lLoggiczz to score and not try to score myself. And simply try to just break as many rats as possible.
And if by some miracle you're still holding on the ball with the last turn, maybe try to pull off the throw to that one precious SPP.
Yeah, maybe.
In the words of Krendor, big time players make big time plays.
Yeah, like that pass to the bull center. Jesus.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
No, I was not expecting that.
Well, I've had a moment like that in this tournament where I forget who was. I think I was playing against the Dwarves, and I was getting pressured hard in my own half on my drive, and then I made a long bomb with a Chaos Warrior to a Chaos Warrior, and I rolled a 6 for the throw. Intercept failed, and then I rolled a 5 on the catch, but that still failed. But the point is, I was getting pushed right into my end zone, and I managed to hoof the ball all the way into the other end of the. Oh, unlucky! Snake eyes.
Yeah. That's a pretty bad position for the Goblin, mostly because he made it so now that the Rat Ogre will block the Goblin and stand right next to the carrier.
Oh, and it's a power as well.
Yeah, that was really bad.
Oh!
Yeah, injured Goblin.
No long-term effect.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter, Goblin's cheap.
I have to point out that lLoggiczz doesn't have an APO. Has he not bought an APO? Has he already re-rolled?
Does have an APO. Oh, lLoggiczz does? He used it.
He used it. Oh, yes. He APO'd the Storm Vermin.
To remove the badly hurt from the
yeah.
AG5.
The APO usage is something that has been a big learning curve for me in this tournament, because like I had, I think, 3 or 4 injuries in the last game, but I kept refusing to use the APO, trying to protect some of the higher value players, and then at the end I used the APO on a goat who got given a niggling injury, and it didn't take it away anyway, so I held on to the friggin' APO.
Honestly,
it didn't help anyway.
Usually, unless it's on the most important player on the team, I usually try to APO just a badly hurt on someone important that's crucial for a win.
I mean, I would say that for me, generally, if I have an unleveled player with like no SPP, there's no chance I'll APO it.
Yeah.
Because the players, that piece is essentially worthless.
Honestly, even on a leveled one, if it's a lineman, I usually don't. Unless it's something interesting like strength increased or something like a strength for like lineman, then yeah, maybe. But if it's just like a block lineman, who cares?
Yeah. I mean, what I'm trying to say is that in my mind, I've looked at the APO as a mechanic to protect my most valuable players, but I think the takeaway for me in this tournament is it's not just that, it's also a way of making sure you can field important pieces for the following game. And you know, that's really hurt me, because now if I had those 2 or even one of those tackle goats going into our game, that would be huge for me.
That was strange. I wouldn't have tried to pick up the ball and then GFI out. It was very risky. No reroll, and he paid the price, got knocked out. And has no Bloodvisor babes.
I mean, if he was trying to dodge away, what would that have really given him anyway? I mean, he would have been next to the Rat Ogre, but he would have been blitzable by the Orc Blitzer in any case.
Yeah. Yep, sidestep.
Oh, can't break the 7 armor. Oh, there you go, stunned.
He did break, but nothing severe. Honestly, at the top, I would fuck with Cal. I would just fuck the gutter runner. He hasn't. Oh, but does he have any linemen around that are not? I might even follow the thrower.
He's got a Black Orc.
Honestly, I really don't like Orc throwers. They're just worse linemen.
No ways, they got pick up and throw. I mean, sure they're slow, but
you really want to throw an Orc. Mostly because with every other lineman, they basically have the same stat line as a basic lineman. With every thrower, they have the same stat line as a lineman, except the Orc thrower. He has actually a weaker stat line with only EV8 instead of EV9, which makes him a weakness of sorts on the team, makes him softer.
But the thing is, 8 AV is still average overall, and I think I would like. How do you quantify the value of that pickup? I mean, he's called the thrower, but like really, he's a picker upper, and you know, in the way he gets used by all teams.
Like just getting either a blitzer with sure hands or just a lineman, just to pick up the ball.
Yeah.
Usually, I think most people use one of the blitzers as a ball carrier.
I think you kind of have to. They're the only ones with any sort of speed, so.
Yeah.
So when I play Orcs, I'm always tempted to go. Well, I mean, generally with all teams, I'm tempted to go for the more interesting suboptimal playstyle. Like, I mean, if I could level up my Orc team any way I would want, I would have the block Mighty Blow on all the Black Orcs, and then my blitzers would almost exclusively be ball handlers. I think if you go for 8 pieces all with block Mighty Blow, I mean that's fine, but that's a bit overkill. And I've always thought of that block-intensive style being very effective, but it's the least interesting style of play for my money.
And it's only really useful at very low TVs, mostly because at higher TVs everyone has block, and that doesn't really matter. Honestly, I once had a human team where I basically tried to get the guard on pretty much everyone. I even had a few linemen that rolled doubles and got the guard. I had like 7 guards on
Wow.
the team, and it was the most annoying fucking thing for the enemy. He basically always had red dice against, even though he had the strength advantage.
Are we about to witness an orc touchdown here?
Honestly, if the Orcs win, I'm really happy.
Yeah, me too. I don't want to play this Skaven. Come on, TheExile. Come on, TheExile.
No exile.
Well, let's hang on. He's got 6 movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, hang on. Did he? Yeah. What? Just blitz away that gutter on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He doesn't even have to GFI.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not the piece I would have used, but he got what he needed.
Well, he actually, I would have used that move because it's 3 dice.
That was 2 though, wasn't it? That was, oh, it was 3 dice. Okay, yeah.
I would try to box the Katarana with the other Black Orc, or try to put it in a way that he would have to do more dodges.
I mean, just sprinting shot up the field there. That's the obvious play.
Yeah,
it's just it's so unfortunate now that the GFI is there.
Or just push him back, yeah. And then just try to put as many obstacles between the bulk area and the other rats. Because he can definitely reach.
What I've started thinking about here is like I'd be tempted to use the troll to punch that lineman, but if you don't get a knockdown, then you're just pushing the lineman 1 square closer to getting to your bulk area.
True, but he's probably going to try to use the gutter, and I would probably foul the gutter.
So let's see. There's a lineman there with 7 AV, -3, 1, 2, 3, 4. He can get in contact. And then that other gutter on a Joy Division can get in contact as well, as can Dead Kennedys. So that Blitzer is probably going to have to deal.
Really hurt. If he was MA4, he could put it in a very nice place to block that. Yeah.
That's a nice move. Well, the movement 3 Black Hawk, you're welcome. That was inflicted by my Chaos Warriors in the first game of the league.
Yeah.
So shouldn't you have put that Black Hawk to 1 square back so he's flanking that Gutter Runner? Because the Gutter Runner, okay, I'll have to go back to dodge once. 1, 2, 3, 4,
well, yeah,
6, 7, 8, 9.
But yeah, he should really try. I would have actually punched the rat over to free up the Black Hawk and put him right next to the line now, because he can reach the one that's on the ground.
And I think people forget also that the Rat Ogre only has 8 AV. When I play rats, my Rat Ogre can get taken off the field pretty damn quick.
Oh yeah, it's very soft, just like a Minotaur.
Dodging away from a prehensile tail piece, that was only going to end one way.
He probably noticed that the line rat with kick is free to either blitz or base the carrier. So he probably tried either it was the misclick or he tried to do the risky dodge to prevent him from moving. Now he's probably going to blitz with the gutter enemy.
But that's only a 1 skull. He's got to get the lineman up as well, which involves dodging with no rerolls. Unless he blitzes with the rat and knocks the troll down, which frees up the line rat.
Honestly, with the Joy Division, the sidestep gutter enemy. Oh. Huh. Yeah. He has sidestep. He basically is going to have to dodge, because you can't really punch him away unless you roll a foul.
And was that the blitz wasted? No.
No, it was not.
Straight.
He's probably going to blitz.
That's ballsy. I like that. Ballsy play.
Yeah, and just a push.
Just a push. But is that, well, now, if that blitzer gets away, he's got to make a GFI. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's got to make a GFI.
Yep. 3+3+. Still pretty likely, around 50% again.
Oh, it's fucking Skaven are disgusting.
But keep in mind, it's the rats' drive actually, and Exile stopped them from scoring, and might even score himself there.
Going for it in the blizzard.
Oh, the rat doesn't die.
What is happening in this game?
Blizzard really sucks for pretty much everyone.
So now, if the thrower can hit JuodasVarnas, he'd have to get a power, because the sidestep, otherwise that rat just puts himself right next to the blitzer.
It's probably not worth it to even try to block him.
Just dodge.
If you block him, he can sidestep in front.
Oh, he's done it! Go for it! Yes, TheExile!
Nice.
And there was much rejoicing.
Well done, Orcs. Oh my god, are we going to see an upset here?
Honestly, he's definitely the underdog in this match, and he's definitely winning. But the gut runner doesn't come back.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here like, let's go Exile, let's go. Let's go, come on Orcs.
The strip ball one. That's really good. The ball buster with wrestle and strip ball.
And
the ball on literally anything except the skull.
And here's my prediction now. On the Orcs drive, we're going to get nice weather.
We shall see. But yeah, Orcs with 3, 4, 5, 10 players, only one out. And that's probably the goblin.
So it's been a real topsy-turvy, game so far. I mean, the Exile started horribly.
Yeah, but turned it around pretty quick.
So what was the key moment? I think the key moment of that first half was the strip ball blitzer dodging away and being able to hit the gutter runner.
Yeah.
And then that incredibly, the incredibly lucky out of bounds ball throw.
Oh yeah. And probably the fact that lLoggiczz decided to stall. If he hadn't, he could have scored in turn 2 and then tried to play defense. And against Orcs, you might want to do that because Orcs are a slow team and they may struggle to score them on their own drive.
So I think that we can officially say that this is now Exile's game to win now.
It might.
It's his game to lose. Sorry, I think he should back himself to win here now, or he should be disappointed if he loses because it's his drive. He's just got to hang on to the ball. The rats have to get the ball off him and score twice on his drive. And there's the good weather I predicted.
So that might be a better thing for the rats.
Allow them to GFI.
Yeah. And if rats GFI, they can use the ball very quickly. I would probably just cage up and play defensive. Mostly because the rats may not be that great at breaking up the cage. Especially once they lost their strip ball wrestle round.
They have the rat ogre, but as we said at the end of the last half, that rat ogre, he's not terribly reliable. He's unleveled as well.
Yeah. And if he fucks up a frenzy, he might end up just rolling red dice. That's always the problem with the frenzy players.
Well, if I know the Exile, and what I hope he's going to do now is become hyper aggressive and go for more touchdowns, because it'll be entertaining for us. But I mean, why not try to get some more of that sweet SPP? Let's look at some of his players. I wonder if he has any pieces that are very close to leveling. 0 out of 6 on all 3 Black Hawks, but I suppose that's almost to be expected. He needs 2 more SPP on his thrower, and 1 more on Gargiel the Blitzer.
The Blitzer, yeah. But actually, getting the SPP on the thrower doesn't really have much that he can pick up. Maybe Leader for an extra cheap reroll. Maybe
or if Gargiel levels up, you might, and if Gargiel levels up, here's me in the Exile shoes. Let's assume I win this game. Let's assume both. Oh god. Let's assume both Gargiel and the thrower level up. If Gargiel rolls doubles, I take catch on him and I take strong arm or throw on the thrower. And all of a sudden you've got a receiver. Okay, so turn number 9, and the rats have used one of their only 2 rerolls.
Oh yeah.
I wonder
Honestly, I
how.
hate an animal. It's really annoying because you can't even move the player most of the time.
Yeah, but I think wild animal is the least negative, least horrible negative trait.
Well, bonehead is.
A bonehead is only on a 1, yeah. But with wild
Yeah.
animal, you don't lose your tackle zones, which I think is crucial.
Well, yeah, it really depends on the team. For some, it doesn't really matter that they lose tackles.
I was seriously considering taking tentacle on my Minotaur.
Oh, tentacles are really nice, especially in a Minotaur.
But I've basically turned my Minotaur into a lumberjack, and I'm gonna hopefully kill some trees. Bold hit, I like it.
If it was the strip ball guy, he would have lost the ball. But the guy is knocked out.
Oh, it's the strip ball rat. Oh god, yeah.
Yeah.
So isn't tackle together with strip ball a little redundant?
A tackle, yes.
Because
Usually,
tackle can kind of function like strip ball.
Or strip ball. But
I mean,
some
if
people
that
say
was
ball.
blodge, if that was blodge strip ball, then that's an awesome piece.
Oh no, wrestle. It's wrestle strip ball. Wrestle strip ball is very good. It's basically the go-to position for ball hunters. Mostly because you knock out the ball on literally any roll except a skull. If it's a push, strip ball. If it's both down, wrestle. It doesn't matter. Even if the enemy has block, you wrestle and you knock out the ball.
and if you are carrying the ball and you get knocked down on a 9 movement gutter runner, that's on the enemy's turn. So on your turn, you just jump back up, but you can still move 6.
Yep, and if you level him up, you can get jump up, and you can move all 9 squares on your turn after standing up. Jump up is a really good skill.
So talk to me about going for it and Elf Grass and the AstroTurf.
AstroTurf, I would never take on any team because because you always, unless maybe you're playing like a team that never GFIs and is all AV8, AV9.
Well, the reason I ask is because I think I've been thinking of the AstroTurf the wrong way. Like I thought, oh no, if you're a very slow team, then you would want it. But actually, I think the AstroTurf kind of. I think if I would take it on anybody, it would be the rats because if you've got gutter runners, your opponent is going to be going for it more often than you are because they have to go for it to catch up with the rats.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point.
But then again, if you are lucky enough to get plus movement on a gutter runner, then you want the elf grass because I don't know if it's overstating it, but I think if any player ever gets plus movement on a gutter runner, all of a sudden you have to give that gutter runner sprint and sure feet.
Oh yeah, it's a natural one-turn. Just stand him up at the first line, give him the ball, and he just runs. That's it.
Put the rat ogre next to him to clear the way, and he just runs it in.
Yeah.
I had that happen to me when I was like 12 hours into the game, and I was like, what? No, hack, cheating. I couldn't comprehend what had happened.
Oh yeah. I once fought against the Lizardman team with a skink like that. He had like 2 MA plus. I think, or was it only one? I think it was 2 MA plus, sprint and short feet, and it was the most annoying thing. But it was a very lucky, like level ups to get 2 MA plus on skink.
That's super unlikely. I have an offline orc team. Oh god, I have an offline orc team that's got a blitzer who's got plus strength and plus edgy. Absolute beast.
Oh, nice. Basically a vampire.
Yeah. Well, on that blitzer, I'm tempted to take leap just because I want to see the animation of a orc blitzer leaping.
I once had a Chaos Warrior edgy 4, long leg, and leaping on a 2+, and was jump into a cage and knock out the ball carrier on a 2 with a 2 dice. But then you died.
Well, I'm trying to think of all the various pieces. I think I want to see leap. I think probably like a tree man with leap must be the funniest.
but good luck ever achieving it. It's 6+ to live, I don't know.
For the
I
memes.
think I once saw a Beast of Nurgle live.
I
I'm
wonder
not
what
sure
the animation
why.
looks like. Does he do the somersault?
And no, it looked very awkward. The animation was very awkward, I think. Oh, sidestep up. Oh, not on the ball.
I'm only now starting to appreciate the value of sidestep. It's such a good
Oh,
skill.
sidestep is a great skill, especially in a blodge. Blodge, sidestep, diving tackle. And that's the most annoying thing ever. You can't block him away, and you can't dodge away from him.
I've actually got a human catcher that has diving, catch, and sidestep, which was surprisingly good. I mean, it's not the optimal build, but it's amazing to me how often diving catch actually procs. And what I didn't realize was that it gives you a +1 to your catch if the ball doesn't scatter. So it's actually not as memey or as jokey as I thought it was as a skill.
Oh yeah, I honestly never valued it until I played Kislev. Kislev have the diving catch and their catchers, and it's very good.
And what I have done once before, it's terrible, but I had 4 gutter runners all with diving catch, and then you run them up to the other side of the field, and then you just
you
Hail Mary into it, because if you spread the rats out, there's like a 67% chance that it'll scatter into one of their tiles and complete the catch.
It's actually pretty clever. I think I saw someone, like, not against me, like in a video, play a Camry that way. Like, they had a throw with Hail Mary pass, and then a bunch of skeletons that
With diving catch.
failed to pick up the ball.
I quite like that though, because the throw raw to me is one of the most fascinating pieces in the game, because he's nominally a thrower, but his stat line is absolute hot garbage to be a thrower. Like how are you ever supposed to throw the ball with 2 edgy or pick it up?
Never.
It's
Unless
ridiculous.
it's a honestly, there's a bit of a strategy with the Hail Mary pass. You have to throw on the back line, just sitting, and basically you run a bunch of skeletons into the enemy back line, and you just chuck the ball there, and then you just try to grab it and run it in.
I like that. I like the thinking, because the Hail Mary pass kind of circumvents the 2 edgy problem, because
it's a 2+ anyway.
And just correct me if I'm wrong, when you don't have to throw to complete the pass. The pass always succeeds, but it always scatters. So you don't just. Is there a chance that you? Is there a chance that you fuck it up and it lands at your feet? I don't think so.
I think you only lose the ball if you roll a 1.
Oh yeah. Okay.
If it's a 2, it succeeds.
Okay, so the Orcs got the ball. Wild animal. Oh, this is crucial. I feel it slipping away for lLoggiczz here.
Yeah, and that's great for everybody else.
I think so.
He was the number 1 in the last, wasn't he?
He's lost 1 game, I think. Didn't you beat him?
Yeah. Oh no, I got fucked. Halflings can't really do much against rats. They're too slow.
Oh, there goes a reroll.
And there's the free lineman. Probably gonna put the AG5 next to the... Oh.
This could be fun, especially if the ball holder goes down.
He's probably gonna try to put the sidestep right next to him, and he's going to blitz with AG5, wrestle guy, because he has the highest chance of knocking him over due to wrestle.
I was just going to say, these dodges with the gutter runners, it's been working all game, but at any second, any one of these dodges could go wrong for him.
Yeah.
Does he pick the... Yeah, you gotta go pick the ball up.
It up because it's a 2+.
Dodge away, go for it.
Yep, since there's no blizzard, he can go for it pretty much relatively safely.
There he goes, 1 square diagonally to the left, just to get away from the Black Hawk and the Blitzer. Is he thinking about it? That this... Yeah, you go for it. There's nothing to think about. Go for it.
Now, lLoggiczz, Exile should blitz that guy with
Strip ball blitzer.
the strip ball blitzer. Yeah. But first he should probably not. Oh, good dodges.
Believes in the art of the dodge.
Yeah, he's now. I would first base some of his players, then try to dodge through the tackle zone and blitz with a strip ball. Mostly because he has dodge and wrestle. People call it Roj. Jesus, that's a terrible name. Lodge doesn't sound so bad.
Roj. So I haven't actually made a tournament like this before. If they at turn 16 is a draw, do they go into overtime or does it get? How does it get decided?
No idea. It may be overtime.
Which is what,
If it's
2 turns each side, or how does it work?
Honestly, it might continue until somebody wins.
Well, strap yourself in, folks. It could be in for a long one.
Yeah. At least I'm pretty sure that's how it works in Blood Bowl 1.
Need to be close.
Honestly, that's
Good hit, and 2 precious SPP on the Black Hawk.
yeah, but now
What did that really accomplish, though?
Pretty much free to run into him. Yeah, just the 2+, 2+.
I really thought that, well, okay, you could put 1 blitzer, just going to surround that. No, oh, wait, hang on. You could have put that blitzer on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, but still, 2 points.
1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7,
He can
8,
do
9.
2 GFIs, 1 GFI, 1 dodge, and he can run it in. He should have tried to dodge through and knock over the Gatarana, I think.
Well, if this lineman now, okay, he's going to go, okay, marks that gutter on it, but now if the thrower, 1, 2, 3, 5, see, he can't actually get far enough onto the right to interfere with that gutter on it, unless he makes 2
Yeah.
GFIs.
Oh, the troll has blocked, that's nice. Oh, but now the Black Hawk is free.
Ah.
Yeah, that's really nice actually. The Gatarana might not be able to run.
Hand off
But
to the other
he
gutter
might-
owner? Well, you'd need a 6+.
Might just do a handoff to the other Gatarana and he seems to runs in. It's a 3+ handoff, which he dodges. Well, let's see what lLoggiczz decides to do. But it's a rough position.
Oh, stand up your rat ogre first of all. To line them up.
Right.
Is there any way that they can blitz Spunk and the Black Orc? Maybe. You push the Black Orc away.
Well, yeah, he can get one. He could have gotten a relatively easier 1-die block on him, but he decided to run the light.
I think I see what he's doing here. He wants to knock over Jason the Black Orc, knock over Zeridak the Blitzer, and then that's... Okay, that's not what I would have done. I would have been trying to blitz Rickdar, the lineman, because then you can just hand off onto Dead Kennedys, who's then uncontested.
Yep.
But
That's a smart way to go about it. Yeah, if you would have blitzed him off, 2+ to hand off and just run away.
oh my God, Skaven bullshit!
He dodges, Jesus.
And now a hand off.
But still, a bunch of dodges.
More crazy dodges. This is ballsy rat play.
Yep. Oh.
Oof, this is going to take time. If he scores on turn 13, he's leaving himself a 3. I do actually like this though, because now all of a sudden the Orcs are going to be caught scrambling on the other half of the field. They're really going to struggle to be able to interfere. I'm telling you, man, Exile is not a bad player.
Oh yeah. He's a very good player.
I think we're seeing the experience from Blood Bowl 1 and the board game coming into play here.
Yeah, and the strip ball guy can't reach.
I do appreciate that these two lads have been playing quite quick as well. It's turn 13 and the
yeah.
recording is only 55 minutes long. I'm sure you've had those games where you play against an opponent who uses his full 3 minutes every single turn.
Yeah, and then disconnects for 5 minutes. Yeah, I once even conceded because he kept doing that. And even though I was winning 2-0, I just couldn't take it anymore.
It's very much a bad manners strategy I've seen used against me. Like if I'm winning, someone will go slow and then disconnect and then reconnect and then go slow.
Yeah. Yeah, I would try to probably just position some of the players next to make it Storm Vermin, and then just try to blitz with that Zaradak. And if he wants to, he could even try to reroll the block on the gutter, and if he succeeds the dodge.
The players arrive to assist their teammate.
But we'll see.
But I'm looking at this and I'm wondering how has lLoggiczz gotten into this position. He had everything going for him. A couple crucial dice rolls went wrong though.
Yeah. Isn't that how it always goes?
Yep. So I think we can probably agree that stalling was what did him in.
Yeah.
But you can make the argument that stalling is a calculated gamble. It just didn't pay off in this instance.
He's sprinting. I hope it's going to be okay.
Oh, double GFI. Rolled a 2 there. That was close.
About to hit the fan.
Yeah. lLoggiczz probably gonna spawn next to him. Unless you hold snakes. But
Burst of speed.
not
It should be
exactly
pretty
spawn.
easy for him. Just got to make a 2+, and then he doesn't even need to GFI. Oh.
Good.
I suspect that Eric the Troll might be one of the highest leveled big guys.
He might be. Just getting blocked on a big guy is such a massive deal.
So difficult. So speaking of big guys,
Almost.
nice. Oh, easy. Okay, and there's the equalizer for lLoggiczz.
Yeah, let's see if the
It's a very late
strip ball guy comes
This
back.
match must be destined.
And he does.
Which is big for lLoggiczz.
Yeah, that's good.
He is playing 2 players down though.
Yeah.
All the knockout players are back on the How do
Well, technically one player, because
one team is light of play.
Exile is losing his goblin.
Can impact the game.
Wouldn't do much.
This needs to be
But
a
still.
object.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
But I'm not a big fan of trolls and orcs, mostly because orcs are already pretty heavy on strength for black orcs, and the troll just adds a lot of unreliability.
Oh yeah. As I said before, I'm so traumatized playing with that human ogre. Just every single time I needed him to do something, he fucked it up. But there's a lesson in that, and the lesson is putting myself in a position where a key movement has to be made by the big guy means you've made other
And he
mistakes to get you into that position. Your big guy needs to make a non-essential block every turn.
Honestly, I remember once I had a proxy god that I tried to feed a touchdown to.
Hmm.
He failed 4 boneheads in a row. 1 square away from the touchdown.
And he
zone,
had the ball, and he had the ball in his claws.
Yeah, and it ended the draw because of that.
Oh, greed.
That guy just didn't want to score.
Quick snap. The Orcs.
Yeah, quick snap could be nice if he like moves his black orcs and maybe troll next to the gut runner for a few punches on their flee-ridden bodies.
I've played on this.
The gut runner, yeah. So, like, I'm just wondering with that big guy, if he got block as his first level, for a long time I would actually be tempted to give Frenzy then, just to be able, because if you got block, it makes Frenzy so much more reliable.
Oh yeah.
But Guard is also good.
But Frenzy is a general skill. I would need another double.
That's right, another double. Oh, 2 and a 1.
Yeah.
And that is why you don't ball handle to start your turn.
Yep. Definitely.
Okay, this is big for the rats. So what does lLoggiczz do here? He just blasts his gutter runners straight around and just puts pressure on the ball carrier.
Yeah, definitely.
Green Death, what's up, mate? You're watching a hell of a game. It's been a great game. He's thinking very carefully about this. Easy dodge.
That speed, it will be difficult to catch.
The tail, Jim. All you need is the tail.
Yeah. Oh, Snake Eye.
Oh. See, I wouldn't even think of trying to make that dodge there. I would think of looping the gutter runner around. But I mean, with that plus edgy, you got to back yourself to be able to get through it. Unlucky.
Yeah.
That's 2 turnovers now in a row for both sides.
Honestly, with a reroll, I would probably try to pick up the ball and hand it off to the blitzer. And just run with him towards the strength of the team.
Now's the time.
But the strip ball guy is back and you need show hands for it to prevent the strip ball from working.
Yeah, because even if you're rolling red dice with the strip ball, you can kind of back yourself to get the ball off him.
Yep. I would both down, yeah, and probably foul. Yeah, he needs to pick up the ball.
Wrestle is so good on these low AV guys. Because the key thing there for some newer players who might not know this, wrestle, one of the key lines in the description is that no armor roll is made. So the blitzer's mighty blow got negated there. And it helps the gutter runner because the gutter runner was knocked down on his opponent's turn. The gutter runner can just get up and move quite easily with the person who attacked him still being on his ass.
Honestly, I really like wrestle on which else wrestle and then strip ball. And if you get lucky, juggernaut.
I tend to think of wrestle as something I want to put on my lower armor value guys.
Oh, which else is lower?
Yes, so I think it's fair to say that also you wouldn't give it on someone who's got low movement. You want high movement and low armor value. So it's kind of the perfect skill for a gutter runner.
Closing moments of the match. We've still got players hitting each other. Love it.
Double block. That's a beefy storm vermin.
It's going to be a pretty easy blitz. For, well, not necessarily. It's going to be a one die at best, with strip ball and wrestle on board. Basically, it's a 4+ to knock him over. He just gets the assist with the AG5 and just 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, you can definitely blitz him.
So I'm just thinking of all the teams left in the league, and a couple dodgy kind of teams. You must be quite happy that you're playing me now in the quarters when I don't have my tackle guys. I'm just trying to think who's got tackle across the remaining teams. There's not a lot of tackle.
Yep.
And I hope we can all agree that the fact that there are no elves going into the knockout elimination phase is great. Fuck elves.
It's also strange.
Yeah. I think it's safe to say that, it all came down to the random teams being assigned.
Didn't even see it go by.
Against Skaven, I mostly relied on odor, Jim. When it smells like old cheese, I let it rip.
So hang on, the exile one turn after this. So by moving his blitzers back, he's kind of given up on going for the win. Because now none of his pieces can... He doesn't have any scoring options, so he's just got to stall here. Play for overtime.
Well, if it's going to be after time, so...
It might not be. It might give the win to the person with more wins in the group stage, but I was looking in the competition settings and it didn't ask me for anything like that, so I suspect it'll be overtime. Dodgy little fucker.
Yeah.
The opposition didn't even see it go by.
Against Skaven, I mostly relied on odor. When it smells like old cheese.
God, these dodges are ridiculous.
And it's just a push.
A
That's
wrestle
really
would
good.
have worked for him as well.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
EG5.
Well, it's like you saying like that little skink with the extra movement. As scary as a gutter runner is with plus movement and sprint, the little skink having stunty as well makes this kind of bullshit happen even more often.
Well, EG5, mostly because stunty only makes it so you ignore. It's still a 3+. And with the reroll, it's around a 2+, but without a reroll. If you get the AG4 skink, that is incredible. Which is why the Underworld Denizens is really nice, because it's very easy to get 2 heads on Goblin. You get 2 heads, you roll a 2+ on every dodge. You get 2 heads and big hand, you dodge on a 2+ anywhere, and you can pick up the ball anywhere on a 3+.
And does the Underworld Goblin start with dodge?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well then if you make him blodge sure hands, how are you gonna get the ball off him?
But it's still a goblin, so it needs doubles for
Yeah,
block.
it needs a lot of things.
That's a solid
Oh
formation.
yeah, he's gonna run the Black Horse probably to finish the cage. And if it's overtime, he can probably just slowly touch the cage along.
He's got a big wall of green meat.
No, yeah.
The only way you break that cage open is with the Rat Ogre, and that's not very reliable.
He's probably gonna try to simply...
Oh, going for it on a Black Orc.
Oh, I wouldn't reroll it. Definitely wouldn't reroll it. Seems like a very risky reroll.
I also wonder, what did that really get him? It hasn't made the dodge away any more difficult for the...
Well, technically it did by adding a single more tackle zone.
But it still would have been 3+, which
Yeah.
this little thing makes anyway.
The ball carrier ball.
I know, Jim.
Just a push.
Watching the same match as you.
Why would you take both down?
Ball carrier before he can move it up the field.
Oh, and he still caught it. Yeah, that was a mistake. You should have taken a push
They can push.
because the guy has wrestled.
Well, that isn't so bad for him now, because he's just got to clear the
But
way
if
now.
he hadn't caught it, lLoggiczz may have picked up the ball and ran away with it. Boom.
KO.
Yeah. Is it? Yeah. Good.
And that's Mighty Blow Blitzer off the field.
Yeah.
I wonder how different this game could have been if that chainsaw hadn't been taken off the field on turn 1.
Oh, it's going to be another half? Oh, so that's how overtime works. Actually never had it. Oh, what?
Oh.
Fresh start, fellas.
Oh my god. We're not going anywhere, friends.
They're down a player. Easy to replace.
There must be a winner. 2 team enter, 1 team leave. No re-rolls for either of them.
Fresh start.
Right.
Carnage can start.
I'm gonna grab a cup of tea because I am struggling. Well, feel free to keep commentating if you want, Juodas, but I'll be right back, friends.
That's a gap that can be filled.
I probably will.
Team scores in deadly.
True, Jim. It's time for one of the squads to
Orcs
step up.
and Elves. Well, that seems like a strange setup for defense. Oh. Good snap.
Do you miss the old days of playing in the NAF, Bob?
Not really, Jim. A lot more rules in them days. You couldn't just walk into the crowd and murder rampage. No, you had to ask permission, fill out a form, and triplicate. These players are bad.
Oh, is he gonna try to one-turn? By pushing the Guterana. Oh yeah, definitely. Nice. Sidestep forward, yeah. And now he's in spoiler position. Nice. Rats, what you gonna do? God, I hate rats.
Okay, I'm back. So what kickoff event did we get?
Quick snap, which allowed the gutter punks to set up for a one-third punch style.
Ooh.
And he just needs to hand off or pass the ball to the Joy division, and he can run it in.
Oh my word.
Right.
Does he need to make GFIs with this?
Yep, 2 GFIs.
1, 2, 3.
Very likely.
Don't speed. It will be difficult to
Does he go for it? I think he goes for it. The 2 GFIs.
I'd go for it.
I like how he's ahead of time preparing a cage in case it goes wrong.
That Skaven moves like a brown streak.
Well, that's one.
Go, GFI, he's done it. He's done it.
Goddamn rat.
Oh, fucking Skaven bullshit.
And a death.
So that should be the game.
That's overtime.
Oh my word. Well, what a game. What a crazy game.
And you're the
We used to call
Guterana gets MVP for another level.
Yep. Let's jump into the channel and interview the unsuccessful coach. What a game that was.
I'm so pissed right now. I have no idea.
That was
Yeah,
so-
Did you see how I didn't get to play the game in overtime? It just like the kickoff happened and then the Skaven scored, and there's literally nothing I could do. Oh, I'm so pissed.
Yeah, fucking rat.
well, you got to level up on Gerda.
Yeah, that's good. Obviously, we finished the league now, haven't we? So-
No, well played, mate. I mean,
There might still be a losers league for
I don't know how it's going to work, actually. I think it might just... Everyone will play and then you'll get seeded based on how you finished. But dude, that was a hell of a game. I mean, right from the beginning, getting surfed on turn one and an injury, we thought you did incredibly well to actually threaten for a win for quite a lot of the game.
I really think I made some huge mistakes, and one of the big ones was the time where I chose not to re-roll when I had the chance to surf that fucking 5 agi rat.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to do that because I'm going to do some ball handling. But honestly... the way the game went, you saw that guy completely carried the game.
The thing is that there were some incredible swings of fortune, good and bad. I mean, I think the highlight for you was when you dodged away your strip ball blitzer and managed to...
Oh my god, strip ball. Honestly, I thought the game was already lost at that point.
Oh, yeah.
I can't believe AV9 as well, striking again on that 100k secret weapon. Immediately injured.
So
yeah, you really shouldn't have put him on the LOS.
Yeah. So talk to us about your setup, because that's something I've been guilty of quite a lot in the past as well, is not being conscious of the surfing opportunities right from the start.
Yeah, I think I'm basically a noob, so my lineup is not very good. I was immediately like, right, what I want to do is I want to get my chainsaw in there, I want to get my troll in there, and I'm going to try and smash him as hard as possible. And I was aware that I didn't really have too much space to play with, because if I put them even one square out, then obviously all my guys are like 5 and 6 movement versus his 8s and 9s. The other thing is that I fell for exactly the same trick I had last week, and this is also why I didn't have tackle this week. So it's like really stupid that it wasn't last week; it was a couple of weeks ago. So I forgot about it. Which is his rat ogre runs in and fucking.
That was the first comment I made. Like watching you set up, I'm like, oh no, that's happening again. He hasn't learned.
Yeah, I didn't remember that his rat ogre had frenzy. Is the short answer to that. So I didn't remember it was a strat. And at the same time, when I was setting up, I was like, well, I can't just leave 2 squares free down the edge versus a load of gutter runners. Do you know what I mean? So it feels a bit like damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Well, I mean, you learned something, but I learned something as well, because I actually asked, Judas explained how to set up there. You do almost like a flying V formation where you put that one person there 3 squares away, and then a person behind him and diagonal 2 squares away. So the person who's 2 squares away.
Pointing the V towards the scrimmage or the other way?
Towards the scrimmage. Just so that you then need 2 players protecting the flank, but you put one 3 squares away from the sideline, and then one that's 2 squares away just diagonally behind him, so that person is two squares away can protect the flank, but he can't be surfed because he's got the guy in front of him protecting him. So
this is the big league stuff. This is why I'm not in the this is why I'm not in the semi-finals now.
Well played, mate. That was very entertaining. Now it's time for Juodas to beat the shit out of me with his halflings.
We'll see.
It's gonna be fun. Cheers, Exile.